modelers, after this mysterious intro, you cannot expect anything less than mighty Panzerkampfwagen VIII MAUS. I chose a new kit from Vespid models because it's well designed and has nice details. Someone thought about it and made a mold runner on the end of the teeth. This way is separating gear well, easy peasy, not like my previous IS-2 model. I knew only the basics about the MAUS construction, thus I was surprised by the number and complexity of the gears. I thought that nothing could be more wrong than Tiger or Panther. I know, almost all will be hidden under armor plates, but clean residual plastic on each wheel is suitable. And consequently, it is highly appropriate to assemble the whole model and then paint it. This is absolute madness. You do not want to repair it in the field. The tantracks fit well, so I assume no problem here. Only is shame cover with lovely details with armor plate. There are metal parts for engine grills. I use for gluing slow drying superglue, because you have more time correct position. I want to make only minor modifications. So nice touch is a deeper hole for exhaust. I use micro drill bits for electronic boards. I found the whole set on eBay for a few dollars, so highly recommend. A nice bonus is included metal gun barrel, and because it is MAUS, also secondary gun barrel. I am making tank or a warship, I don't know. It would be best if you feel seamline on the front armor plate. If you are better and more precise, you do not use putty at all. I am not, so putty is essential here. There should be a rough cut metal texture, and I am imitating it with a sharp hobby blade. And probably more pronounced weld texture. I know that the German engineering is perfect, but you cannot expect a 200mm armor plate without a scratch. Therefore I'm making random deep scratches with a micro grinder. Okay, here we have a complete assemble. I do not know, but it looks like a brick and quite dull. So what about transferring this brick to something more exciting? The Vespid models has already made MAUS 2 at Flakpanzer MAUS. So it is probably crazy stuff for someone, but not crazy enough for me. Did you already heard about MAUS Faustdrei? German engineers wanted to develop the most advanced ultimate weapon at the end of World War II, but it was never deployed. Instead, the US Army captures the blueprints and nowadays are available 3D classified drawings. I managed to get them from a Russian server. Okay, just kidding. It is just a fictional modification like many others. Or not. I used a Blender 3D editing software, and with some black IT sorcery, I separated, cleaned and modified needed parts. Then I transferred the scale and set it to printing area. And after all, I made a few horrible printing results, as you can see. However, after additional few hours of editing, I achieved this. Yes, 72 scale Goliath tank with a full interior, side flamethrowers, hydraulic jacks, crane and ladders. And few more lovely details. I could also print AA gun, but I already ordered German Flak Frühling 38. Some air defense is suitable if MAUS is stuck in the mud. It was quite common, by the way. Orange Hobby made this kit, and I ordered it from AliExpress. I only replaced plastic gun barrels with metal ones, but the rest is perfect. . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 There are some unnecessary details on the turret, therefore I am removing them for AA gun mount. Oh yeah, this is cool, but wait for the flamethrowers. The fun effect is that the Germans use the flamethrowers for early designs. So basically, who is crazy here? Creator simplified the 3D model, so some edges are not nicely smooth. I can quickly repair this issue with a sandpaper. Of course, I could fix it in the 3D editor, but why to bother with it? Old good brute force. One of the best detail is small kamikaze Goliath tank. It was a wire control from a distance, so mounting on the MAUS chassis makes total sense. Crew used these large metal legs to lift the whole tank and provide maintenance, so I assume why not to attach them to armor, at least no support rack were needed. I must not forget a wire coil for controlling the Goliath tank. And this is a late version of a MAUS, so Germans already had night vision systems. There is no space for a large 400 gallons fuel tank. Therefore, I have attached it to the turret. A nice touch is additional accessories holders, or whatever it is. So, the minor modifications are done. It is funny if you compare the old and the new version. It looks so cute. It was interesting, but the best part is painting. First I unify the surface with a black primer. I cannot paint details on the chassis, so the black nicely make a deep shading and cover a grey plastic. I am spraying the main hull with a red-brown shade. German used this shade as a primer. Then I mix a lighter shade and with it I'm spraying highlights. It makes tank shapes more noticeable. I want engine covers and grills painted with a desert yellow, but highly scratched or chipped. So the best for this effect is chipping varnish fluid, which allows removing top paint layer with water. Now I'm doing the same with the turret. I didn't use masking tape because I can easily remove excess paint with water. The whole technique is simple. I am applying water on the surface. Consequently, it dilutes base chipping varnish and makes the top paint layer unstable. You can play with a toothpick or a stiff paintbrush and make lovely peel off paint or scratches. I recently started using for masking this black masking putty. It is nicely flexible and the application and removal are straightforward. I am painting the rest of the details with Vallejo acrylic paints. It is essential to dilute them properly. You can use water or some acrylic thinner. You can try to use more layer chipping technique, which is good primarily for large models. In any case, you can save a day with a paintbrush if you want some silver sketches. If you don't want to make more chipping, then fix the result with a lacquer, semi-gloss or matte varnish. The matte is basically better. I want to cover gun barrel and some other parts of a camouflage tarpaulin. I use Teflon plumbing tape, which is nicely elastic and flexible. Finally, I glue it with a PVA glue. However, for more complex curves, epoxy putty is better. Therefore, I'm trying to make a thin plate. I use water and small plastic bag to prevent sticking it on the surface. As you can see, the epoxy putty is nicely flexible and easy to shape. Now more weathering. I'm making panel lines darker with a black wash. I want to make tarpaulin damaged or burned. So first I'm painting highlights with acrylic paint and then dark shading with oil paints because it is easier to create a soft blending with them. The cool effect is dust and dirt. I use highly diluted enamel paint. I moisten the surface with a thinner and make soft stains with the paint. I am creating dot stains on the flat surface and leaking stains on oblique or vertical surfaces. The MAUS tank has engine in the front section, so you can also expect some oil stains and leaks there. I use enamel paint, but black this time. The last but not least touch is editing wires that holds the camouflage, tarpaulin and accessories. I like working with lead wires because they are easy to shape. It remains to paint final details. A nice touch is white marks for holes and also some notes from factory production. And that is all for the MAUS Found Dry. It was fun to create something crazy like this. I want to mention that the major credits go to 3D artist Alexander Babi, which created the design of this tank for the famous game World of Tanks. Primarily, the paint scheme was something what I forced to try. I think the result looks more like orc looted wagon, but I am pleased with it, and I'm glad to have this monster in the collection. Okay, thank you for watching and see you next time. Now the metal monster is incoming.